Okay, I want to tell a story. See, I do this a lot. I make one of these a lot, and just on the account of the length of the time that I've been doing it, I thought I should put more thought into it and add some level of sophistication and purpose to this activity of rolling joints. So I figured, how about I tailor it with my needs of thickness. Like, how about I tailor it to my needs of thickness and length and the quantity. So I started by having lesser quantities of weed inside the joint because I usually make a lot of fat joints. I just make them fat. I don't know. That's how I started with it. Like like maybe the wheel had edges when it was a rough wheel, and that's the same with me. I just rolled fat joints and there was no refinement in them. And now, just all of a sudden, I decided, like, let's switch it up a little. And and this is what I started with. So the one on the left, this is my the first version that I wanted to make thin, and I thought this is the thinnest I could go. But then I thought, what if the filter is not that fat? What if it's paper so that I can roll it even tighter? And then this is what I got, and this is the thinnest I can do right now. I haven't gone beyond these two, but if I tried rolling a third one, I don't think I'll go thinner than this. So this is all I have. And now, I think of this whole incident, and I'm contrasting it with something in the past. Uh, so when I was in school, there was this girl I had a big crush on, and back in school they had this particular period where you would just keep folding paper and then fold that paper in the shape of animals and all sorts of things, and I was not very good at that. Instead, I was very bad at that. I would just my thing would always come out looking like a frog or like some dumb shit, and I would be so frustrated that I would just like crumble up the paper and throw it away because I just couldn't fold it. And then I remember this one day where we had an exam and we had to fold all this paper in certain shapes so that we could pass that exam. And it turned out that the teacher knew that everyone wasn't as good at this. I mean, like, most of the people were good at it, but like there was some special students like me who could never do it. So the teacher decided that this girl I had a huge crush on should come over, walk over to my bench, and help me fold my paper. And she did. Like, I stood by on my bench, and she came and stood by me and folded my paper. And this was my first real intimate experience. This girl folding paper next to me, and I could hear her breathe. Like, I could feel the breath on me, and she was that close. I didn't really think about like much why she was that closer to me, but like, she was standing so fucking close, like so unreasonably close, and I was just standing there too, and I remember this whole thing even after all these years. Like, I was so small. I was in second standard, I think. Uh, how old are you when you're in second? Probably 8 or 7 or 8 years old. And I don't even think you're 7 or 8. I think you're like 5 or 6 when you are in second standard. Anyway, so that's how old I was. And I remember it so vividly now. And after all this, like sometimes the memory just comes back. Like, a lot of memories come back, and they come back in full picture. And it's beautiful the way these thoughts come together in your head, and like how you can compare them to what you're doing, and how you can see the irony and everything. And I just thought it was so poetic that I couldn't fucking fold paper, and now I'm rolling it so well that I can decide the thickness of the thing that I'm making. And I just thought, like, that's a real development, that's a real growth, like a real development in my character. That's all I wanted to share. All right.